Good morning. Lunchtime, I think, for a lot of people. What's going on? It's Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. And today, we're going to talk about how the U.S. dollar is in trouble. This isn't something that I normally talk about, but it's something that I prepare myself for on an economic level because it's real. I believe in the next 20 years or less that the U.S. dollar will be replaced as the, quote, dominant currency. Now, what does that mean to folks like you and I, entrepreneurs, hustlers? Not much, but to the other 95% of the world's population, it is dire because that means that your economic power is diminishing if you're a United States citizen. Long story short, it takes more dollars to go as far as it used to. Some that you used to be able to get for 30 cents is now $10. That is the erosion of the power of the dollar, or the value of the dollar. And this is something that I really don't pay attention to because I'm an entrepreneur. If I need to make more dollars, I make more dollars. So it's a different mindset. It's a different way of living. It's a different way of existing in this system that so many people are caught up in. Now, for those of you who are joining me, once again, just to let you know, there are no ads on this stream. This is a community-supported stream, so I want everybody to donate, support the cause with a $5 or more super chat. For those of you who need more, below the video is 51% off all Hustlers Kung Fu products. Links below. Plus, there's some more jewels if you need help. And anyone that spends $350 or more, and some of you did yesterday, so I need to add you to disruptivemail.org. That'll be happening today. So you have your marching orders. So let's get busy. Let's talk about this. Let's get back to the U.S. dollar and how it impacts you. Now, we're going to talk about the most common person in America. People with jobs. You're going to get hit really, really hard. Because this is one of the things, like China's economic policy is to intentionally devalue their currency. They've been doing it for years because if they were to bring their currency to its actual value, they could like crash a lot of markets. China's not interested in crashing markets. China is interested in dominating markets. They don't want to mess up the world or to start any trade war. They just want to dominate. They want to own everything. And they're well on their way because this is China's economic policy. This is the Asian, I don't want to call it Asian supremacy. You know, it's funny. Sunday I was working, and when I was leaving, I didn't see one Asian. I didn't see two Asians. I didn't see three Asians. I saw 4 Asians over here running their businesses. Now, per population, ain't that many of them. So, like 4 of them working on a Sunday was like crazy. And if this is something else too, the black population has more members than the Asian population, but the Asian population has more businesses. Let me say that again. The Asian population has more businesses. I think, let's go ahead and let's look this up. Let me look this up and let's see how many Asians make up what percentage the U.S. population. I want to get those numbers because this is very, very important. Good Lord. Good Lord. Asians make up 5.6% of the population. Okay. let's go ahead and go to black folks. Black people make up what percentage U.S. population? Because it doesn't stay static. It changes. It goes up or goes down. That's very interesting. All right. That's just funny how it goes to Asian population. It's like, bam. Same question. You got to look. That's very interesting. All right. So we black folks make up 14% of the population, almost three times as many as Asians. But Asians, and not on the percentage basis, but on a numeric basis, have more business owners in their 5.6% population than we do with our 14%. I want you to really think about that, because this is something that I noticed in my office complex. There's a lot of Asians here, and they run technical businesses. They do export, import, and they all drive high-end luxury cars, each and every last one of them. And they also have a lot of Asian employees. As I was coming in to do this live stream, I ran into one, and she knows who I am. Because the thing is, until they know who you are, they don't talk to you. But she knows that, hey, I have a business, and she also knows that I work just as much as they do. Because she talks to me now. Because, it's like, oh, he works. Because this thing, Asians are not into all that hype. Like, yeah, I'm the man. If you see an Asian on Facebook and he's driving a high-end car, more than likely that sucker's paid off. That's a very distinct difference. And what I want to talk about with the Asian supremacy is they have a different type of mindset when it comes to economics. They're not trying to, like, you got an Asian dude, he's got a business, he's got a high-end car, he's got like a $100,000 car, his wife, she's got an Audi or something, or a Porsche. They're not doing that to, quote, shine on the individual level. They're doing that to shine on a whole population level, that to the point that if you see an Asian kid driving a Ferrari, your first thought isn't like, man, he must be selling drugs. It's like, oh, either he owns a business or his parents own a business. That is really, really a strong position to be in. That the narrative is that all Asians, and they're not, are smart and business owners are highly educated. They're not, but that is the, quote, Asian narrative. And it helps the whole population group, even the slackers. There's Asian gangs here in Georgia, but you don't hear about them. All you hear is you see an Asian, you think money. That is a very pervasive and strong narrative that they have in their community. And I bring that up because I have people who disagree with me that when I say that everyone needs to have a business and everyone needs to have a side hustle. Let's just say you got a really good government job. You're making $100K. Your wife got a good government job. She's making $100K. So right there, y'all at $200K. And then you go ahead and get you a good side hustle and you make 80, you're in the 1%. Plus, you provide a buffer in case one of you loses your job, which could be very likely due to age, reduction in force. There are so many things, because how many of you have a relative, an aunt, an uncle who hit 50-some, got laid off, and they just can't get back to where they were? There is a thing that's called ageism. I'm in that group. Fortunately, I've been out here fighting dragons, killing dragons, making my own money, that I've been able to weather that storm, because I'm not going to lay myself off, and I make more than average income, And as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I'll be cool. But you can have a job. You could be well-degreed. You could be very competent. But they're like, if that additional 15% of expertise that we get out of you is costing us $125, but we could pay this person who's going to do like maybe 15% less than you, and we could pay them 45, they're going with the 45 all day long. All day long, that's going to happen. So what's happening is you got a lot of people who are in economic deserts right now. And what I mean is you're like middle age, you got kids 15, 16, 17, 18, and you also have aging parents. So you're on this desert where you're trying to help mom and dad, and you're trying to put your kids through school. So you've got this squeeze that's on you. So it's either put the kids through school, which your retirement suffers, or help mom and dad. So a lot of people are in that squeeze, and they're trying to make the most out of the dollars that they have, which are losing value daily, and it just ain't working out. It's just not working out. So we've got that going on. What you need to do is you need to start a business. You need to start a hustle. Hold on a second. You need to be about your business like never before. And once again, just to let people know that right now, everyone that's in the sound of my voice, I want you to support the stream with a $5 or more super chat. I want everybody that listens to me is doing $5, because I get a few of you to support the cause. That's way more than AdSense. No ads. You can watch this video over and over and over again and never be interrupted by an ad. That's something else. Also, 51% off all Hustler Kung Fu products. Links below. Now, with this Asian supremacy thing, it didn't even move that. They're taking over, but they're taking over economically. You have some people out here who are white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, Eurocentric. I want you to do this. I want you to go out on the internet and research economics of each population worldwide. It'll take you a little bit. And hit up Eastern Europe, because here's the thing. Unless you live in the United States of America or Japan or the industrialized UK, the immigrants, certain parts of Africa, you're poor. And I'm not talking about, and I can't afford the premium package of cable. I'm talking about, I don't have water to drink. Poor. I got to go down here and get water from the river, dodge alligators, potentially get some kind of parasitic infection while I'm in that water, because that's the same water people are using the bathroom in. And I'm glad to have it, because if I didn't have this level of water, I would have no water. This is the state. When you go, because there's 7.3 billion people, and about 1 billion are in developed economic countries. Because, there's only like 60 million people in the UK. And I'm talking about Great Britain, Ireland, Luxembourg, Belgium. Ain't that many folks. Our population, the population of the UK is about 60, 70 million. The population of Canada is about 60, 70 million. United States, which is making us so special, is because we are the newest country on the block. And we have a population of 330 million. And the only reason we have such a high population is due to immigration, which is what the white nationalists are trying to stop, because their women are not having kids anymore and their population is dwindling. They're actually are reducing their genetic footprint in the world. But the thing is, it's not because of immigration. It's not because some African dude who went to Harvard has stolen his job. It's just they've reached a certain level where their women like, we don't want any kids. That's just it. And then we're not getting married. You ain't wifing me up. You ain't putting a ring on it. This is why I find it very interesting when dudes like, I can't find a woman without a kid. My last 10 girlfriends, they have no kids. They're everywhere if you know where to look. But part of this problem that's happening is everyone is trying to make money by being an investor. AKA, I want my hands to be clean. I want to be clean, y'all. I want to be so clean. I want to be so fresh that I don't have to worry about getting my hands dirty. And there's a point in your life where you can run a business and not get your hands dirty. There is that point. But it usually comes later in life after you've built something, after you've accomplished something. You got kids who are 17, 18-year-olds who are trying to automate their businesses before they built them, trying to leverage and have as much free time as possible to play Call of Duty, that antiquated game, or whatever the new game is, because Call of Duty, I hear, is not as popular as it used to be. But we have this notion that you can make money and not work. And we have this notion that you can get rich, because there was this stupid comment that was challenged. It's like, I'm going to make money passively. I'm going to make money in the stock market. Here's the simple truth. If you want to make money in the stock market, the bond market, any investment, number one, you need a lot of cash. Number two, you need to be smart as fuck. The average investor does not outperform the market. You got to be above average. You got to know your stuff. I got a friend, he just trades the dollar, and he's kind of freaking out right now because the dollar, and this is where I get a lot of this information. Trump is trying to kill the dollar. Now, we're not going to get into a political conversation. We're going to go on what his actions are. I want you to think about it. He is pissing off our allies. He said that one of his henchmen said that Justin Trudeau should burn in hell for stabbing the president in the back. That's the kind of language that is used before we go to war. He's using that language with an ally. He's pissing off the Germans. He's pissing off the Brits, but he's cozying up to Kim Jong. He's cozying up to Putin. He's cozying up to the Saudi princes. He's cozying up to all of these people that he aspires to be. See, Donald Trump don't want to be the president. He wants to be a dictator. That's what he wants. So this is who he's gravitating to, because that's just who he is. But in his process of doing all this stuff, he is trying to kill the dollar, which was going to happen anyway. But it's like when those airplanes hit those towers in New York and it just accelerated that recession. Well, he's put gas on a house that was already on fire. And I'm just looking at his moves, because if you know business and you know how things work, these things with tariffs, and he's doing everything to harm us. And it's just a real strange thing for those who are educated on how the economy works. Like these jobs and the economy growing in the booming stock market, that came under Obama. The United States economy is too big to turn around in 15 months. It's just too big. This is a continuation of Obama's economic policies. But they've kind of peaked, and now they're starting to slide down. And since he's taking all this credit, he's going to get the blame because it's going to be like, all right, yeah, the economy is really good under my watch. Yeah. Stock market, best stock market we've ever had, lowest unemployment. And then when stuff goes south, it's like, well, the reason this happened is because of Obama. Like, no. You didn't jump in here. You done took all this credit. That's not going to happen. But he will try. So what you need to do is to forget about making big money. Like, you can make a little money in investment. You have $100K, you put in a bank account, you get 2%, so you get like $2,000. But you don't outpace inflation because essentially you're probably like $500 or $600 behind. So actually you're losing money by placing your money there. And in the stock market, which historically does do well, but here's the little hiccup. Let's say you 68 years old, you're about to retire, and the market crashes. You fucked. Because by the time it recovers, you're going to be 70 something. If it recovers for your sector, if your stocks recover. GE, which was one of the greatest companies in the world. GE, which created more millionaires than any other company in history. I guess Amazon, I don't know if Amazon's doing that. But at that point, GE had created more millionaires and multimillionaires than any other company in the world. And now they are being torn apart. It's a former shadow of itself, and they're selling it off. So if you retired and you had GE stock, you were living large for a minute, then this happened, you got to scramble. Your stock's not worth what it was. So instead of pulling out 4 or 5%, now you got to pull out 30K here, 40K here, 50K here, which then reduces the ability of your money to make money. And then you got all these bills and you got these health issues and you got all these prescriptions to buy. It's rough. It is really, really rough. So once again, everyone that's at the sound of my voice, we got 125 people watching. We need more likes. 128 people watching. And I want at least half of y'all to super chat $5 or more. I'm serious. This is information that you're going to get nowhere else. This is information that's going to change your life. So I'm just saying that. And also, if you need help with your hustle, then you want to get on this 51% off of Hustler Kung Fu products. All right. This is just wild. Wow. Let's get off in the chat room. Let's see what's cooking there. All right. What's up, Johnny Walton? Thank you for being the moderator. George Sr., what's up? Stefan, what's up? Roger Steele, what's up? Davita J, what's up? Archangel, what's up? Al Gordon, Sarana, what's up? Charlton, what's up? Dark Matter, Early Bird Gets the Worm. Ben the Bartender, what's up? Cashmatic, Mentor Shelley, Exodus. Every day I'm shuffling. Yolanda, Mood Motivation, Richard Poe, Exodus. Sheila, gas 350 car not running. Oh, gas is definitely gonna go up. Joe Problem, I figured out why to tell you everyone to put their assets, even if you get sued personally, your assets are protected by changing order of protection. I personally think Indians will beat the Chinese. Nope, ain't gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you why. China, Japan, China, Korea, and now Thailand have a different cultural philosophy. Once again, go to India. You know what's one of the biggest problems of India right now? Biggest problem. They're trying to get people to stop taking shits in the street. They have a lot of Indians who are well educated, who are very technically savvy, but the bulk of that country's population is still shitting in the street. They ain't shitting in the street. Well, actually in China they do that too, but not as bad. That is a public health issue. Matter of fact, Let me go ahead and school you on this. Indians shitting in the streets. I'm serious. This is a big problem. Here we go. And this is June 17th. Let me go ahead and why do millions of Indians defecate in the open? Let me just make sure that's big enough for y'all. Yeah, that's big enough for y'all to see it. Millions of Indians, and they're putting up these latrines. Because, see, once again, you're kind of like getting caught up with there's so many Indians here who are doing well, who are running companies, who are part of these startups, right? And that's those who are here. And there's some in India, and like Intel has a campus there. I think Google has a campus there. But that's a very, very small percentage of their population. But the mass of Indians, they still shitting in the streets. So I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not at all. So just put that up there for you. Edward Anderson, thanks for being the moderator. You're absolutely right. What's up, Christian? I know, Gunja. What's up, Douglas Jones? Been the bartender, that's real. I had to help out family out and kids and do my own thing. And that's one of the things that is crippling young men. Young black men, young white men, young even Asian men. That they're during their peak years when they should be burning and building something for themselves, they have all of this baggage that they got to handle. And this is especially endemic in the black community because the minute you become 12, your mom's like, you're the man of the house. You need to go out and get a job. You need to start paying some bills. And then, that just messes it up. Pamela C., yesterday my place of employment laid off 35 people. They just hired. Now they have a hiring freeze. The economy's cooling off, man. It's real. Camden, it's crazy in Canada too. People from China are sending their kids here for school at ages as young as 7 to 6 years old. They have lots of money. You can tell by the cars they're driving around. And also know when you see an Asian driving a luxury car, they pay cash. Seriously. It's a different mindset. Christian, I've been putting off resale, but not anymore. And this is why I have the $10,000 Hustlers Kung Fu Challenge for resale, where if you've got money now, go out, buy as much as you can, get it together so you can start selling in September. Because right now everything's cheap because it's summer, there's competing garage sales, there's so much out there. What's up, honey bunny? Melissa, no kids, just kitty cats. What's up, Business L? Thanks for the $5 super chat. Call of booty. Charlatan, 90% of financial planners don't beat the market average and they do it professionally every day. More to my point that you got to be like a super analyst to make money in the market. Douglas Jones, stock market in last year lost about 2,000. I finally left the market, understood we're small investors, don't have access to program trades. Good point, because when Facebook went public, you didn't have access to that round of stock. It was only available to accredited investors, and then it was only available to their friends and family. Pamela, yes, I said the same thing earlier today on another YouTube channel. I saw Trump wants to be Kim, and someone had the nerve to ask me where I got that from. School that ignorant but good. Yeah, because it gravitates to dictators because that's what he wants to be. Douglas Jones, without program trades, you better be a real genius if you're going to make significant money. Yes, sir. Melissa, best investment I made was my home, bought in 2011, and my friend gave me an interest free at 70K. Zillow now values it at 160, and we only have 14 left to pay. Now that's something else too, and this is something that I talked about. If you have a home and you get that sucker paid off in 7 to 10 years, you will have so much money to put into building businesses because it's just crazy. Thank you, Pamela. This just jumped like crazy. Hold on a second. Make sure. Ben the bartender. I know people who lost big during the last stock market crash about 10 years ago. They were retiring and couldn't grind for more money. And that's the big danger about the market. If you're a young person, yeah, go ahead and pile your money in the market. You're not going to eat it for 20, 30, 40 years. But if you're someone in your 50s or 60s, I would be very careful. Joe Problem. If you want to invade a nation without using military force, buy up its commercial real estate. When you own commercial real estate, you own geography's commerce. And that's exactly what the Chinese are doing. Paul, we're talking about money and Asian supremacy. Mood motivation, Trump is just a bumbling front man, pretty much. Douglas Jones, you have an extra $500, you just better stay out of stocks. It's borderline impossible to go from 500 to 100,000 in 18 months, but it's easy the other way totally. What's up, Radiance? Good morning. Azim, keep doing what you do. I will. Thank you. Douglas Jones, I lost another 1,500 in crypto, and I bought. That's man, that's ugly. Azim Ben Israel, my daughter just started working for the summer and she's going to invest in real estate. I'm so proud of her. You brought her up right, man. You brought her up right. Judson, the cash system. Oh, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Telia, I'm a life insurance agency. Do you think the economy will affect life insurance? Oh, absolutely. Insurance is one of those things that people hate to buy. It's like they hate to buy it, but then something happens and they get to use it and they're glad they bought it, but they don't want to buy it. So, yeah, that's going to be impacted deeply. But insurance is multi-layer. You know, State Farm, they have credit cards, banks, all kinds of stuff. Johnny Walton. These folks are living like they did 200, 300 years ago, man. Ben the bartender. Yeah, they won't stop shitting in the seat. It's the public water supply. Exactly. Inflation 2.5, they have to take it higher. I mean, this is one of the things with monetary policy. They're going to have to do some stuff that a lot of people are not going to like to straighten it out. And as long as they keep kicking the can down the road, we're going to continue to have these problems. Michael Dennis, Indian soil is supposed to be unusable in the next 50 years because they keep shitting and pissing in the street. Azim, that's why we burned down most of Europe because of the same madness. Charlton, refresh your stream because YouTube's been a little funky with that because sometimes I actually have to go up and refresh the browser because it won't show it. So thanks for the $10 super chat. Hey, Pamela, I just had to, school someone on that cashless system. They're working on it. They're really working on it, and Trump is helping them. And soon they will do it here once their pop really get off the chain. That's just pure damn nasty. Douglas Jones, cashless nightmare. It could be because essentially that stops a lot of this hustling. This is why I'm saying hustle now. Hustle now. Build your businesses now because the economic conditions are going to be very different 10 years from now. Very different. Ben the bartender, they don't have toilets, man. It's a cultural thing. What's up, Brandon? Thanks for the $5. Yolanda, thanks for the $5. Mentor Shelley, I know it's gross. Roger Steele, hard assets, gold, etc. is a must in your plan. Radiance Music, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for sharing this great info in the public and keeping us encouraged to build on business. I'm saying this because this is past the point of having a business is nice to have. Having a business is going to be mandatory. And I'm going to talk about it once I go through all these super chats. Yep, it's cultural. What's up, Michael Stafford? Jamar, what do you think about financial advice from Dave Ramsey and Dr. Boyce Watkins? I love Dave Ramsey. I don't agree with everything he says, but most of it's solid. And Dr. Boyce Watkins, once again, he ain't never owned a business other than the business teaching people how to make money. So I take him with a grain of salt. I don't hate the dude, but he says a lot of stuff that I just disagree with. Let's see. Where are we with that? Azim, if we can get these young Moors in town to read more and get off the mentality of Facebook, they would have something, but they love to consume their mind in garbage and worry about sports. That is a problem. Rock Stones, who out there will strategize to sell to the arriving Asian hordes? More Asians? Ganja, I'll stay at my boring job and hustle since the recession is here. Yeah, because like I said, I've never bought any of Dave's programs and stuff, but a lot of the stuff is solid if you're an average person. But if you're aspiring to be a hustler, a business owner, that's not going to really help you. I have no idea what the other GC's doing. Victor Felix, there's all kinds of ways to make money. What are you talking about? No, you should. Once again, you should start a business, because I'm going to get to this point in a minute. Anthony Johnson, once again, you have to be really smart to play the stock market, and everyone just doesn't have that gift. Mentor Shelley, thanks for the $5 super chat. Camilla Williams, yes, I have Asian clients who buy real estate cash offers. They're not playing, and they're taking over here in my small town in Georgia. Yeah, I'm going to work on that today. Now, here's the reason that I say build a business and earn active income versus passive income. Money from investments is passive income. Money from a job is earned income. Money from a business is revenue. You want the revenue. Let's say the dollar loses 20% of its value, right? So what you as a business owner has to do is to figure out a way that you can still sell your products and make a profit, and you have to sell more. If you have a job, you're fucked. It's like, okay, I make 40 grand, but it really only gets me 35K worth of stuff. Whereas a business owner could like, okay, I'm making like 400,000 and it only gets me like 300K. So really I need to crank it up where I'm making 800,000. You can do that with a business, but you can't do that with a job. You could do that with a hustle, but you can't do that with a job. And that's why I'm urging everyone at a minimum to get a side hustle, keep your job, but make 4 figures a month and bank it. That one move right there could set you on the path of becoming rich. That one move. Justin. AG. Well, gold has consistently gone up. It's gone down, it's gone up, but gold is still way above what it was 10 years ago. But once again, those are safe haven investments, and that's like a part of your portfolio, because gold, silver, they should only make up maybe 10% of your 5 or 10% of your portfolio. Because once again, let's say you have a lot of gold, which I do. I still have to convert that gold to fiat currency to make the value, to extract the value out that gold. So you see, you got the same problem. Ben the bartender. Oh yeah, some folks have been trained to invest in stocks and 401ks, sort of set and forget it. This is true. I gotta live off that bank my cash. India is working on getting rid of the caste system, but it's not being very successful. I mean, you got to think this goes back thousands of years. And let's see, did I say, yeah, Mentor Shelley, I got her. This goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's a very hard thing to change culturally. All right, we got 143 people watching. Welcome to the new people. What I want everyone that's doing is to listen to the sound of my voice to hit it up and support this show with a $5 super chat or more. And if you need more help with your hustling, go below, use the 51% off coupon, which is executive, and get anything at Hustlers Kung Fu. Also, if you spend $350 or more, you will get lifetime access to disruptivemail.org first tier. Just letting y'all know. We need more likes. We need more super chats. Keep this thing rolling. Okay. Most people don't make enough money to make their investments lucrative. Let's say you make $75K, which is more money than 70% of the people in America make. And you take 10% of your income and you put it in the 401k. So that's $7,500 if you can, because you know there are limits. And then you get a company match for every dollar you put in, they put in the pot. So that gives you, let's say, $15,000 a year invested, and you do this for 10 years. So you got $150K plus interest gains in 10 years. Let's say you do it for 20 years, and you get appropriate raises and stuff. So now you're like at $350K. All right. So that's 20 years and you had $350K. And you had a good income, so you have a good life. Now, here's the problem with that. So, can I hold on? I think I can bring my calculator in here. All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to try something slick. Let's see if it works. Also, I may have to change batteries on this. Let's see. Let's go for window. And no, it ain't working. We're just going to let that go. All right, so I'm going to do it in my head. Well, not my head, but I'll do it, and I'll just tell you. I won't show you, but actually, you know what? Why I'm tripping? Why am I tripping? Once again, $5 super chat for everyone that's listened to the sound of my voice, and that is not what I want. There we go. There we go. Hold on a minute. Okay. Oh, you got. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. So you got 450K. And say it takes you 30 years to get that. So you minus 4% each year. So is that correct? Yeah. Wait a minute. That's all right. So that's not. Hold on. I think I did that wrong. I think my math's way off because that's too much. Because that's like 10%. Make sure. Where the hell? There we go. So 450 minus 4%. That just that looks wrong. I'm gonna get this correct because that looks like 10%. I don't know. It's like 450 minus 95%. All right. Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's do this way. That did not look right. I was like going crazy. So we're minus 95%. All right, so you could pull off 22,500 if your investment's making 6% because you're going to have capital gains taxes and stuff. All right, so this is after 30 years. Then you're going to have probably Social Security, 1,500 a month times 12. Then we're going to go, because all this is designed to work together, 22,500. So that's 40K a year. Now this is 30 years. But that looks good, but this is something else that's going to happen because inflation is going to eat up a lot of that money. So in about 30 years, we can deduct about 17,000. So that's going to be your actual spending power. 23,500 divided by 12. So you're going to be at less than $2,000 a month. How many people can live on $2,000 a month right now? See what I mean? That's the problem. All right, let me get in here real quick because we're going to do some more math. Make sure that we still got some juice. All right. Okay, let's see. Thanks, Wayne Johnson, for the $5 super chat. Yeah, the math was off. I was doing it wrong. Princess Diamond, thank you for the $10 super chat. Capricorn, loyalty, respect, straight, my general. All right. Yeah, after 30 years, right? That's the point I'm making. E Hall, thanks for the $5. Just ask your question right here. This is the way to get at me because it's better than customer service because you get an answer immediately. Been the bartender, $2K a month would have me on the streets. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let me show you something else. And all right, because the sound may go out, and I got batteries already lined up. I should have changed them before, but it will only be like maybe 30 seconds. All right, so what we're gonna do is get this calculator again. All right, now let's forget all that. Let's say it's 2018 and you have a hustle that makes you $5,000 a year. Now let's go 6 because it's $500 a month. Okay, let's go 6,000. 6,000, 2018. So what you do is, and this is something that you can do. So what you do is you double your hustle the next year. So now you're at 12. Now this is 2 years. Then you double your hustle again. And this is 3 years. All right. Then you double your hustle again. This is 4 years. 4 years. And you're still in the point where that 48K is still spendable because inflation hasn't kicked in for 30 years. All right, so then you double your hustle again. And this is the 5-year mark. Then you start slowing down. Then you go times 0.5. Okay, I know what I did. Let's go back. 96,000. All right, so times 1.5 because your hustle slows down a little bit. You're at 144. Then you hustle, and this is 5 years. Then you times 1.2. This is 6 years. Then you have a killer year because, you're 6 years into the game. You learn a lot of things. You've quit your job at this point. Then you go times 3. So if you were to have a side hustle that started off at $6,000 a year, you keeping your job, and you kept on it and you kept working at it. And I'm going to show you how this worked. Y'all all heard of this company called Yeti, right? Yeti Inc. magazine. This company started off as a side hustle. Let's see. Inc. MAGA. There we go. I was like, what is that? All right, so this started off when these guys were in college, and they started in 2006, and in 10 years, they created a $450 million company. 10 years. So my example of starting a side hustle and scaling it up to a few $100,000 in 10 years is not implausible. It is very, very doable, but most people are stuck in, I need a job. I need to put money in the stock market. No. You need to work. You need to find something that keeps your interest because, once again, founded 2006. These guys were in college, and what started it is they wanted a better cooler for beer. This is what they wanted. And they built a $468 million business, which is atypical, in 10 years. So you can build, let's say it takes you 25 years, right? And you get up to this. And you minus 95%. That's 100K. And I say 95% because you're just like, okay, you give it to your kids, you teach them how to run it. So you got 100K a year coming in, plus you have all the benefits of starting this business, like you got all the cars you want, your house is paid off, maybe you have a vacation home or two, and you got 100K coming in, which is $9,000 a month. Even if inflation reduces this to minus, let's say 17,000. I did that wrong, but you get the math. Oh, actually, yeah, okay. So you will still, let's just go ahead and clean this up. So you making 98,000 passive income because you got other people running the, because it's an active business. And it's not dependent upon stock. It's not dependent upon the mood of people or someone's decisions. So minus 17. And that's 81K, which is still twice. No, that's 4 times what you would get if you spent the same 30 years putting your money in the 401K. This is why you can turn the side hustle into and let's just say it takes you 10 years to go from side hustle to in your 10th year, you're like, finally, I can quit my job. You are still better off. And this is why you got to be about that active income. and active money. This is why you got to be hustling hard, like really, really hard. All right, so let me get back in here. Let's see where we are. Been the bartender 30 years. Yeah. Wayne Johnson, appreciate you. Been the bartender. I have a friend that has 150K in 401K. Good luck, bro. Because it sounds good. I got 150K in my 401K. I got $500,000 in my 401K. But when you start breaking it down, like how long did it take to make that money, what the impact of inflation is going to be, what it don't, when you get into these numbers, it don't look so good. Okay. All right, so you want to start a restaurant. Do you want to start a sit-down restaurant? Do you want to start a food truck? Or do you want to start a restaurant that serves breakfast and lunch only? And this is at E. Hawthorne Nelly. All right, I'll probably get that today. ARS. Yeah, because, I've kind of let that go. People going to do what they want. Some will give them the advice. And, some of them may be successful. But, generally, I would not recommend starting a restaurant unless you are already in the industry and you know the ins and outs and how to make money running a restaurant. Yeah, they are expensive. And I got about 7 Yeti cups because those things will change your life. Been the bartender the first 5 years, you take some lumps. Yep. Dan Thompson, I fell asleep during the stream yesterday. I ran with 5K a month, or you forget it. Vacation homes. One of the things with a vacation home, and I should say, this should be something that you should do because you want to do it. I don't think a home is, quote, an investment unless you can rent it out and make some money. But once again, you start a hustle, you make the money, you got your principal resident, pay it off. You got your vacation home, pay it off. Enjoy life. Douglas Jones, depending on where you are, 150K would go in the matter of months. I know someone who had about 400K in Apple stock who got a 2-year severance package. So that was 200. So when he got let go, he probably had access to, even with unemployment, 700K. This was 4 years ago. He had a stroke. And now his car is about to be repossessed if they can find it. So he went through $700,000 in 4 years. Just saying. You can't? Well, for those of you who can't super chat, go below the link and you can do a super chat via PayPal. Milicat staff for 401ks take too long for money to build up. E. Hawthorne, I have a big swap meet in my area that's a big on Hispanic food. I was thinking about having my girlfriend cook some of her country food and see how people like it if it goes well. All right, E. Hawthorne, start a food truck. And this is why. For about 20K, you can get you a food truck, get it outfitted, and this is something that you can pay out of pocket and just drive this food truck to the flea market and see what happens. So if it works, then you can get another food truck. So don't do a restaurant, do a food truck. Yeah, I mean, do the food truck, because I know a girl here in Atlanta. She does a food truck, and she does smoothies. That's all she sells is smoothies, and she don't stress about money. I don't know how much money she makes. I know where she lives, and I know that that food truck is her only source of income. And she only runs it from the hours of, she does a morning run and then she does a lunch run, and that's it. Douglas Jones, he's ass out. He is ass out, man. Once again, if you are listening to the sound of my voice, be sure to go ahead and hook up the super chat. And if you can't, for some reason, do the super chat, you can go below the video and super chat via PayPal. Appreciate you. Christian Emerson, I know in Birmingham, Alabama, parked by the nightclubs, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, food trucks make a shit ton of money. That makes sense. People in there dancing, they drinking. It's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, whoa, here's some hot food. It smells good. I'm hungry. I can see that. I can see that. Definitely. Now, this is why I feel that, since the dollar is declining, you need to be in a position where you can control your economics. And you cannot control your economics on the job. You just can't. Regardless of how hard you work, how much of an effort you put in, your money's going to be the same, whether you work really hard or you don't. And I would suggest you work hard, because if you don't work hard, you're going to cheat yourself, and then you're not going to reap the benefits of having the ability to work hard for yourself. Yeah, food trucks make money. I was Wayne Johnson. I would stay away from a Smoothie King, and I would stay away from a Subway. They're very cheap to get into, and there's a reason. Yes, you can write off your office rent as a business taxes, John Doe. Mentor Shelley, once again, I told him, I was like, he needs to get another job, but he didn't listen to me. You never heard of Yeti? Man, Yeti is smooth. Yeah, because the thing is, a food truck, like, you could take an old bus, which you can get for like $2 to $4 grand, spend another $2 or $4 grand retrofitting it. It don't even have to be painted. I mean, a simple paint job, you can get this done at Mako, or you could do it yourself. And for like maybe $10K invested, you got yourself a food truck. Then, you got permitting issues. You got to be inspected and stuff like that. But it's a cost thing, because when you do a physical location, that rent, that first of the month, when you have a physical location, that first of the month comes by so quick. It is ridiculous how fast the first of the month comes. It blows my mind how fast the first of the month comes. It really does. All right, so that's it for now. I want you to watch this video a few more times. For those of you who are going to super chat, go ahead and do it right now, because I'm going to shut this puppy down in a minute. Yeah, food trucks can make bank. Friends living in the EU, this kills their living ability there. When I went to London, I noticed that people shopped and lived in the same quadrant, because it's so crowded, it's just very hard to get around. Why people think you're bougie because people enjoy the nice things of life, I don't understand. They don't have the abundance mindset, man. Mike Dunmore, thanks for the $5 super chat. What's up, Donnie? Free T3. I own a bakery. I do mini pies. Used to be with my brother, but he killed a 7-figure business. I got to get it back. He was the first one ever on Shark Tank. I kill it just doing farmers markets now. Awesome, man. Now, see, this is something else too, and I love to hear this. Do different kind of businesses, because there are places making $1 million a year just serving breakfast. They're not open for lunch. They're not open for dinner. Melissa, I converted a U-Haul truck I bought. The truck for $2K. City spot back in New Hampshire was like $300 a year, so it was pretty cheap to do. Mobile training studio. I don't know anything about currency exchange. All right. So once again, be sure to get a course if you need it. And if you spend $350 or more, I will throw you off in disruptive mail. And once again, for those of you catching the replay, you can go ahead and super chat under the video via PayPal. So with that, I'll see you guys later. You have a good one. Like, comment, and subscribe.